Hi, I'm Sebastian and I work here at the Antigonish Library,
And I'm Elizabeth.
and today we're going to show you how to make cootie catchers or fortune tellers.
This is a fortune teller. Some people also call it a cootie catcher. I don't know if it has any other names. But anyway, we're going to teach you how to make one of these today. It's a very fun craft made out of just a piece of paper. And you can use it to play a game with your friends or your relatives.
Sounds fun. To start off, you're going to need to have a square piece of paper.
But if you don't have a square piece of paper, I'm going to show you how to make one out of just a piece of regular printer paper.
All right.
So what you're going to do, you're going to need some scissors for this. You're going to take your piece of paper and this short end, you're going to fold this short end down and over so that it lines up with the long end.
Oh, okay, I think I'm getting it.
Yeah, the more careful you are, the more perfect your square will be. Once you have your paper folded, you should have a little rectangular piece down at the bottom. We're going to cut that off. So you can take your pair of scissors, and you can just use even the paper itself as your guide and just cut off that extra end. So now you have a perfect square.
Wow, that's great. Right now, Elizabeth is going to show us how to fold our cootie catcher or fortune teller.
Yes, so right now you've probably, if you did our technique with the scissors, you've already got one diagonal line, so you can fold it and it looks like a triangle. So open it up, and now we're going to make another line that makes it into an X by folding it into a triangle the other way. So we'll take this tip and line it up with the other tip, and then fold down our paper to make a nice triangle.
Wow.
Perfect. So now if you open it up, you should have, looks like an X or like a T. So that's what you're looking for. You should have a diagonal line from corner to corner. Now, we're going to take our tips and fold them right into the spot where the X meets, right in the middle. So you fold in one tip right into the center, then you take the next tip and fold it right into the center too. And you'll notice that the edges of the two triangles are almost touching each other. So keep going around, folding each tip in. Once you have folded every tip into the center, you should have 4 little triangles that kind of want to pop up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take those triangles and put them flat on the table. So now you just have a plain piece of paper that looks like it's kind of folded into squares. So now, remember how we folded in all those tips? We're going to do the exact same thing over here. So you're going to take each tip and fold it right into the center. Once you've got your tips folded into the center, you should have, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pointy flaps, and then on the other side, if you flip it over, now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 square flaps.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool, eh? So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to turn this flat shape into something that looks like this.
Wow.
Okay, we can do it. It might be a little tricky the first time you try it, but you'll figure it out. So there's a few different ways you can try to do this. This is the way I like to try to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our square and we're going to fold it in half So it makes a rectangle that has 1, 2 squares on one side and 1, 2 squares on the other. Okay, so you should see your little squares. Then I make a lobster claw or a crab claw out of my finger. And so I put one finger up inside one of those flaps, and then I put my thumb in the other flap. And what starts to happen when you push your fingers up inside is that it starts to bend the paper, and it starts to become three-dimensional.
Wow.
Once you have both of those fingers up, fold in those paper squares, now you're going to do the same thing. Make a lobster claw with your other hand and put one finger in the front flap and your thumb in the back. And this is a little tricky, but you're going to try to fold. Sometimes you have to poke in the paper. Fold your fingers in towards each other. Ah, mine doesn't want to work.
So just
Here,
like
I
that?
did it. Yeah,
Wow.
perfect. You had it, Sebastian. So now you have the right shape. Fun. All right, so once you have this finished, we can do a few more things to it, and that turns it into a fun game.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. So what we need to do first is we need to pick 4 different colors, and we're going to color each of the squares a different color. So once you have all the squares colored, you can flip it over. Now we have to take a pen or a pencil, and we're going to write numbers. Now see, this is a big flap, a big triangle that's made out of 2 triangles. I'm going to write a different number in every little triangle.
Every little triangle.
Yeah, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that, remember, it's going to be like this when we're done. So you want to make sure that it's kind of facing you, right at the top. You'll figure it out. Once you've done that, what you can do is open up the triangles, and you can either write one big thing in the big triangle, or you can make it be in each half triangle, but you can write either a fortune or some advice, some life advice.
Okay.
Or you could write some kind of like
Would a compliment work?
compliment. A compliment would be nice. So once you have colored in all the squares and you've written numbers inside, and you've made some fortunes or maybe a piece of advice or a compliment inside, you're ready to play the game.
All right.
Okay, do you want to, should I pick?
Yeah, how
Okay.
do you do it?
Okay, so first I have to pick a color. Pink.
Now I will spell out the color. So P-I-N-K. Choose a number.
2.
1, 2.
7.
I'll do it once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
5.
All right, let's see what's under 5. Love those around you.
Hey, that's nice.
Aw.
Love those around you.
That's some really good advice, actually.
Yeah, I do love the people around me.
Aw, that's
And I
really-
really love the people who come to the library, and I really love my coworkers who help me out every day
Aw.
at work. So that's how you make a fortune teller or a cootie catcher or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. And you could also turn it into a little puppet, or who knows what you could do.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.